Okay, good morning, everybody. How are you? Better than me, I hope. I'm having a really bad day with vertigo, but that's life when you get older. Okay, so there's a lot of, I said I hadn't heard about Harris in a while. No, well, there's a few stories and whatnot about her. A very long article about her mulling her future. Whether she wants to run for governor of California, which everybody says she can probably do really and win very easily. I don't know about that. Or run for president. I think she's a failed politician, to be honest with you. I think she's, because she raised a lot of money at the time, when she became the candidate for president. There's other things to take into consideration besides it's her. All right, it was the fact that she's a woman and the fact that people were looking for an alternative to Joe because Joe was losing his mind. Okay, so in that situation, that's that's the end of it. Okay. I think that says it in itself that she's not capable of doing it, So I just don't know. I think that she's done as a politician. Well, I don't know whether she's done with politics. I think she's done with elective office. I don't think she's going to get the presidential nomination. There's too many other people wanting to step in, and there are going to be more once they see the fact, especially if Trump's agenda goes in the toilet and starts causing a lot of pain. All right, and then again, there may not even be a 2028 election. I don't know, but I think if she's smart. If she really wants to stay in politics, go become governor of California and keep your mouth shut for a while. You're pretty good at that. You don't know how to respond to criticism well. You sit there with that it's like snotty looking smile on your face, expression on your face, and that doesn't go over well with people. She needs to have somebody coach her in body language. She needs to have people coach her in a lot of things. She's just not that personable an individual. So, that's my opinion anyhow. I think she started out really good, but then you listen to her and she's trying to be cute too much rather than trying to be a constructive leader. There's this guy Caesar that's going to be in the, I think he's going to be elected chairman of the House Progressive Committee or something, whatever it's called. He's listed as a progressive. I think he's just listed as a smart man. I don't think he's going to run for president, but I do think that he represents what I want in the Democratic Party. People that care about the common man. Can you care about business in helping business out in international competition? Of course you can. There's nothing wrong with that. But to hurt business in this country, to hurt smaller businesses so you can have these giant corporations running around, nah. You got yourself in such a bind with Musk that if he can't, if for some reason something happens and he can't produce, it'll set the space agency back 10 years, unless Bezos can come up with something really in the meantime. But again, you're dealing with egotistical multimillionaires whose objective is to get the fuck off this planet. Because they believe that climate change will tear this planet apart, or that politicians will start a war. Now we've had a test of strength with Russia that we're failing at now because Biden has this idea. All the politicians had this idea that we shouldn't risk major confrontation. Why not? Look at it this way. Any major confrontation that you have is going to result in the deaths of both countries and probably the world. You know, but if you sit back and you let these powers run around unchallenged, you're going to find out that you're not a leader anymore. You're going to find out that you're one of these second or third or fourth class countries. You know, the kind of confusion that Trump wants to cause, and the disruption of the federal government, does it need some disruption? Sure it does. But it also needs moderates in place to help correct the shit that he's going to do wrong. And we don't have that. We don't have anybody controlling Trump. You know? Trump's going to do what he wants to do. Fine. I lose everything. Fine. I'm going to be dead in a couple of years anyhow. But you're ruining my family's lives. You know, unless they kiss your ass and go in your direction, which I think they will. They're smart enough to, you know, take on the winning side. But there's too many women in my family that are going to get screwed because of this fat prick, you know. And you know why he doesn't like women? Because all women have told him to screw off. You know, his wife is his marriage is basically a marriage of convenience, and he paid for that. And anybody that thinks otherwise is crazy. All you got to do is look at her when she's around him. You know, if he smells as bad as people say he does, I don't know why anybody wants to be near him. You know, it's just an absolute disgusting thing. He's And if he's going crazy, then you're going to have to worry about Vance. And you can tell by Vance's expression when he stands next to him that he's a follower. He's not a leader. Vance is not a leader of anything. You know, you don't want him leading our country. You don't want him leading your basketball team or whatever, you know. You just don't want him. He's just not... I just don't think he's capable of being a leader. He's capable, he's articulate, but that doesn't make him a good leader. He has to be able to think on his feet, and he can't. You know, it's like, when you watch these debates, it's like watching a movie, all right? It's like press conferences nowadays, okay? They get the questions in advance. And who's going to ask them? You know, each reporter at a press conference, it's like, if you watch Blue Bloods, you can understand that this actually happens. These reporters are sitting there, and they're asking questions that are scripted, all right? And in some cases, the politician, you know, Commissioner Reagan doesn't like it, and he will try to get away from it, but sooner or later he's going to make some statement. Well, it's the same thing with the debates. They have the questions, the topics, if not the specific questions. They have the topics, and they said they couldn't have notes. They couldn't have this. They had people talking to them. It's, you know, they know what was going to be asked and what wasn't going to be asked, so they can study for it. Because they don't know everything. They don't know enough to be able to stand up there and debate man to man. Now Trump tries to do that, but when he debates, he goes off on these tangents and tries to make it personal. Well, that might work for his following, you know, if he can get them to laugh. But the question is, they laughing with him or at him, you know? I personally, I have debated in the past, and I go in there not knowing anything. And I do great, you know. And that doesn't mean anything. It just means I'm a good bullshit artist, you know. And that's what you have to be. And I don't think Kamala's a great bullshit artist. I don't think Vance is a great bullshit artist. And that's what you need to be. You need to make people, the simple-minded people in your audience, not the intellectual. When you're debating, you're not trying to impress the intellectuals in your party or anything like that. You're out there to try and impress the simple-minded majority, you know. And when I say, I don't mean to say that they're dumb or stupid or anything like that, but people that just don't want to hear about certain things, you know. they don't want it's. I've discovered something in my lifetime. Like you go to church and you see they do a thing called a homily. The priest gets up there, raps about something. All right. Well, I watch people because I'm not interested in most of the stuff that's being said. So I watch the people, and the people will fall asleep at about start falling asleep and nodding off. They get this blank look in their face around the 10-minute mark. Now, whether that blank look is they've just hypnotized and they're just there, or does it mean they've checked out? So Trump knows this. He gets up there and just starts blabbing away for 15-20 minutes. People stop listening to him. Even his supporters stop listening to him. You have certain people there that have to listen so they can start to cheer, It's like in a comedy show on television, or whatever, a live show on television. There's either an applause. Now they have electric signs that light up. Applause! You're supposed to clap your hand whether you like the shit or not, Or they hold up a hand. Applause! Screw you! Boo! That's just, they don't boo on live television, or if they do, they turn the mics off and they play a soundtrack. Because if you ever listened to Saturday Night Live, I just watched it last night, and you listen to the soundtrack, you can't have that sound. Each laughter after a comment or something cannot sound like that. They sound the same. That's not the way it works in the real world, okay? So, in terms of being able to impress people, to be the next president of the United States, I don't know who. I want to see ideas. This guy Caesar's got some ideas. And in today's world with Trump, having an idea is a bad thing, because he's going to come after you. And this guy's had people come at him his whole life, so I'm pretty sure that, he can handle it. All right? It's when Trump starts bringing his own little secret police into it, which is what he wants the FBI to be. He wants the FBI to be the president's personal police force, not just him, anybody. And that you can't have that. They're one of the strongest and best investigative forces in the world, and they're very respected. And to take that away from them, that just makes us a third world country now, And some of those people that are being put in the positions there should be in a third world country, I think. All right, that takes care of that stuff. I'm tired of talking about him, but I got more to talk about him. He went to the Army-Navy game yesterday, which I couldn't find it on television. I don't know what happened. I probably could have got it on my streaming service, but I was too lazy to do that. I was doing something different. The thing about this is that he took a lot of people with him, and he had Vance with him. Now, ordinarily, the two of them are not in the same place at the same time, for obvious reasons. You could take down the whole government with that. But because, I don't know why they were there together, Vance didn't even look like he wanted to be there when he was standing next to Trump. So, maybe Trump farted, I don't know. But the only time you usually see them in the same place at the same time is at the White House. And usually the public appearance at the White House is usually done at the inauguration. And other than that, you don't see the two of them together. They're usually not half the time, not even in the same size of the country or in the same state. And then everybody thinks that's, he could go home and stay home and be in the vice president's residence when Trump is in the president's residence, but they don't actually intermingle, it's done for security reasons, and it should have been that way, But, that's the way they want to do it. That's good. I have a feeling that somewhere along the line something really bad's going to happen. I don't know what it is, but I do know I wouldn't want to be standing next to Donald Trump for very long. Okay, that's it for me today. I'll be back tomorrow to see how we did on the football picks and what else is going on.